people around the league and coaches know what you're capable of. Does your mindset change as you prep for games and practice when you hit sort of a rough stretch from a shooting standpoint, or you just go through the same motions and do what you've done to, develop your reputation and get to where you've been?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, Jason, nothing really changes, whether going through a rough stretch or a hot stretch. Just try to stay as even-keeled as possible and try to stay consistent in the work, obviously, depending on whether it's travel, whether, we're home, if we have extra days, in other cities, we have gym availability, just try to stay consistent with the work. And just know that, that's, kind of look at that as a sign of respect, teams trying to run you off the line, but also keying in on film and trying to find, what are good shots, easy shots to take, and just stay consistent from there.
Damion, the last couple losses were obviously frustrating for you guys. What was kind of the tone of shoot-around today?
It was good. I mean, obviously, guys just locked in, trying to bounce back. Had two, rough losses. But, just staying dialed in, just focused in on the little things and, look forward to coming out. Obviously, continue to have fun. I mean, we play basketball for a living, so continue to have fun, go out there, play hard, and try to get a win tonight.
What do you remember about D'Angelo's time with you guys? I mean, it was kind of brief, but a few months.
Yeah, a couple months. I mean, D'Lo's a great guy. On the court and off the court. I'm not really big on what perceptions, other people have of people. I'm big on, the impact that, they have with me and with the team. And, I mean, D'Lo was a great teammate. Obviously, things happen in the business, but, I know he's a great guy, and I know he's going to have a lot of success in Minnesota. It's just tough. This is the business of basketball. You're playing with guys for a year, and then, another year they could be on another team, whether it's trade or free agency. But, I have nothing bad with D'Lo. Always had, a good time, whether it was on the court or off the court.
Damion, Connor Letourneau, San Francisco Chronicle. What have been your impressions of Andrew just as a person and your time with him since last season? He didn't, for whatever reason, he didn't have like the greatest reputation or whatever in Minnesota, but it sounds like he's done a good job kind of shedding whatever reputation that was.
Yeah, that kind of goes back into the tie-in of what I was just saying, in regards with D'Lo. I treat everyone, the exact same, treat everyone with respect, and, just try to unfold different layers, whatever it is about their family, basketball. Basketball is a small part of our life. Obviously, it's a huge part, but, I'm really a people's person. So, just trying to get to understand people, what makes them tick, what motivates them, what excites them. And with Andrew, he's been, obviously he's been reserved. Coming into a new spot, that's anyone that, sort of doesn't really say much, but you could see, he's sort of peeling back those layers, talking a lot more, laughing, joking, and hanging out. And, I think that we have the right group of guys that just have everyone feel welcomed. And, you don't have to, be anything that you're not, and everyone just feels welcomed. And I think that obviously is not only a testament to the organization of, having all these guys around, but testament to all 17 guys that are in the locker room. We all make each other feel welcome. We joke with each other. We always talk about the highs and lows, and this is a true brotherhood.
There's been a lot of chatter just about that starting lineup and about maybe you being a good fit with that group. Is starting something you care about at all? Is that something you think about?
As I said before, it doesn't matter if I play 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 48 minutes, I start, if I come off the bench, I want to do whatever it takes for us to get a check in that left column, and that's get a win. That's been my whole theme of ever since I was younger, even when, I was 12 years old. No, when I was 14 years old playing power forward in high school, it didn't matter. It was whatever it took for us to get a win, and that's been my whole MO, Connor. So it's trying to do whatever it takes, starting, not starting. It doesn't matter.
Damion, Steve has said it the other night, and he's been saying it all season, that defense is going to be the key to what you guys are able to do. And Steph mentioned the other night that sometimes, poor defense leads to poor offense. Do you see the connection there? And what do you think in these last two games? Was that an issue?
Yeah. I mean, not even necessarily looking at just our season or, what we've been going through, but, if you just look at the numbers across the entire league, across the last, let's say 5 years, if you're putting teams on the line, you're fouling, poor defense, whatever you want to call it. If you're playing against a set defense every time, it's already going to be harder to score, and we can start from there. And not even saying just the principle of basketball in the last 5 years. That's one thing that I like to do is look at, what trends are going on, what's happened, whether it's, foul count, bonuses, free throws, all this stuff, all the margins. If the margins are even, or if you win the margins, then you have a pretty good chance of winning the game. That's in terms of defensive rebounding, keeping teams off the offensive boards, and keeping teams off the foul line. And then there's so many other stats that even go with that the analytics, you can dive deeper into that. But, the less you keep teams off the foul line, the more you're able to get a free-flowing game. The offense will then translate. If you're playing against a set defense every time, it's going to be harder to score.
Have you seen much of Anthony Edwards?
A little bit last year in college, and a little bit this year of their, obviously some games that I've watched. Like I saw them play, was it MLK Day when they played the Hawks, and then obviously the last couple games.
Any impressions yet?
I mean, he's overall talent. Actually, I saw him at Steph's camp. That was 2-3 years ago. Him, Scotty Lewis, Nico, James, Wiseman. I mean, kid's amazing player. I mean, obviously he's the number one player, drafted for a reason. All those comps. I mean, it's not fair to put comps on kids early. You just sort of let them grow and let them learn. But he's definitely going to be a player in this league.
Hello, Damion. Chris Salas from SDNA Greece. I'd like to ask you, what did you learn from the last couple of games against the Jazz and Knicks?
Yeah, just continue to play hard. I mean, obviously, even you saw the game. We got down, big in both games. But we continue to fight. It didn't matter if it was 1 through 15. Continue to fight and just trying to learn and minimize the mistakes. I mean, you're gonna make mistakes in 48 minutes of basketball. No one's gonna be perfect. But just trying to minimize those mistakes and then learn from them. And then even, we were down, whether it was double digits, but I mean, the beauty of it is, if you look at a guy like Nico, Mannion and Jordan Poole, and those guys continue to come in and, fight, even, while we were down, and, just guys being ready for their opportunity. So, I mean, just continue to fight, just stay ready, knowing that we're going to go through some growing pains. Every team does, but just continue to fight every single night. I think that's the huge thing that, we've, I guess, learned from the last two games, but, we just got to come out again tonight, play hard, play together and fight.